We are not meant to live our lives by ourselves, right? We're not meant to have to go at life alone. Having help is normal, having support is normal. However, many of us, if you're tapped in listening to this, it's you most likely didn't receive genuine love and support, possibly all the way back from when you were a child. The family you grew up in or the community you grew up in. Not saying you didn't have friends and, all of that, but the core, the core, it's like, and are you still friends with those people, right? It's like they were people that you had at that time when you were a child or teenagers or whatever, or even adulthood, that way you could have people to talk to here and there or whatever. But as you grew, because you knew you were unique and different, a lot of those people have fallen off. You may have one or two of those people that's still around you, and that's good, but there's still something about you learning to actually receive community and receive genuine love, and not the backstabbing and not the hurt. And it's like, oh, I think this is my good homegirl, or somebody that I can vibe out with, and then it turns out not to be. Or you've been in different workspaces and people, it just seems like they were out to get you and so forth, right? But a lot of that was and is, depending on if you're dealing with that currently, deep seated programming and energy that is within you that was being projected out, and it was coming out in all those many different forms, right? Maybe you grew up being bullied. I know I did, right? And so forth. I would stick up for myself, but the bullying would still happen. So I grew up a fighter. All my life I've had to fight, always being on defense, right? Always ready for the next thing to go wrong, or having to do this thing by myself. And he's like, I'm ready, so it's like, can't nobody come up against me, because bitch, I'm ready. Like, I'm always looking, keeping my head on a swivel, and then just the communities that I grew up in and how I grew up, you had to keep your head on a swivel. You feel me? So just, you know have, maybe you still had a sense of community and sense of family, in some ways, because I still had a sense of community and sense of family, so I know what it feels like to be around people. But it's all also like, okay, feeling alone as well, even though you're around people, so if you're getting this message, if it's resonating for you, stay tuned, because it's for you, and I was just writing some notes. A lot of this is personal, but I'm sharing with you all because I know I'm not the only one that's healing and going through deprogramming and so forth, right? And just learning to accept that there are people, who would love to support you, knowing that there are people in this world that would love to connect with you, knowing that there are people who would love to give you big old hugs, and that they would love to please you. Maybe you were once the people pleaser, right? And you had no one to protect you. There are people out here that would love to protect you and be like, there's nothing that, you could ever do to make me hate you. There's not just one person, there's lots of people. There's romantic partners, there's friendships, there's, bosses. If you work at corporate, it's like there is workspaces that would actually love to have you there, and that it's not going to be full of drama. Even if you're a pretty person, right? You know how they say pretty women need to work for themselves because it's always drama. And yeah, that could be true, because that depends on the workspaces that you're at as well. It's all about the mindset. Get out of your head that there has to be drama, or that's that waiting for something to happen. That's that being on defense, right? But I've seen many people talk about how they love their job, and they're very beautiful people, and they have people supporting them and loving on them, and they're not necessarily the manager either, right? And there can always be people that are gonna have secret animosity or whatever, but there's gonna be more people than not that's gonna support you and stick up for you, and just knowing that, knowing that that it's okay to work with a team, and that you don't have to do this life by yourself. Like I was saying, that like there's a team that wants to be able to work with you, whether this is, your team being, new family that you create, your friendships are part of your team, or whether this is literally you're an entrepreneur and you're building a team for the people that you need to make your vision come to life, right? Knowing that those people are actually meant to be people that you connect with far as work to have your visions come true, but also they're meant to be longtime friends and build, connections with for a long time, right? So really being able to learn to cultivate beautiful, beautiful relationships and connections by healing and getting rid of, the old energy of not having support, maybe possibly being in abusive relationships previously, right? Or, just all that icky type of energy, whether it's from childhood, adulthood, or all of that, right? Not getting what you want. People, that you would do it for yourself, but your spouse ain't gonna do it for you. You deserve better than that. You deserve a spouse who is going to love on you, but also you have to be comfortable with that. You have to truly be ready for that, because you could get that type of person, but then you could reject them because it feels weird. Like you really have to work on your self concepts to truly know that I am worthy of receiving people, lovers, teammates, friends, whoever, companionship, whatever, just nice, kind people to show up in my life. Even if they're one off, you deserve that. You're worthy of that. You're worthy of everything going right. You know how it's people, it's like, dang, if it ain't one thing or another, no, get that out your energy. No, it's always, everything is working out for you. Everything is always working out for your highest good. You go on a trip. I remember when I was married to my ex-husband, he worked for the airline, so we was always flying free. Child, I done been somewhere everywhere. And so we was always able to fly free out the country, everywhere, right? And I was just always feeling like something's gonna go wrong. Something's gonna go wrong. We're not gonna get the. Of course, we would fly standby, but we would always usually get on, right? It was like I was always thinking that something was going to go wrong, and sometimes it did. Like I remember we went to Hawaii. It was a cool trip, but everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. We got stuck in Hawaii. And I know this, like, girl, you got stuck in Hawaii. It was horrible. You get what I'm saying? Like, we had the kids. It was just, and they were smaller at the time. It was just, my kids are grown now, so it shows you how long ago it was, but it's just, everything went wrong because I was always having the feeling that it just, everything wasn't up to par, but that's because that's what I was used to. And I've had to learn to heal all of that energy and say, no, everything goes right for me, and that's even with your finances, it's like a lot of times people are stuck in financial cycles because that's what you're used to. And you don't think that it's possible to have more. You couldn't even fathom what it's like to have more. You can daydream and stuff about it, but your subconscious mind, it's not rooted in your subconscious mind. How the lack is rooted in your subconscious mind, the abundance isn't rooted in your subconscious mind fully for you to have a full concept that everything can go right for you, that the money can flow for you, that the opportunities can flow for you. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all following along with me? Don't put the negative energy out there, but it's becoming aware of that energy because of what you're used to. A lot of us are used to that negative energy. I know I was, but I've gone through a whole lot of healing. I mean, deep healing that I couldn't even speak on because it's just so deep. I mean, if you read my journals and stuff, you would be able to see how deep my healing has been, right? But it's really, it's the macro. It's the micro, looking at the micro, the small little bitty things, like even this conversation, and it's the micro that's going to affect the macro, the bigger. So it's like really, looking at how, like, dang, it's crazy. if you're resonating with this, saying to yourself, like, dang, I haven't had the support. Or it's crazy how I haven't had this support, but it's okay. I'm learning to receive support. But also, in that same breath, finding where you have had support, even if that support is from your spirit team only. Like, oh, I remember back in 1996, so and so stuck up for me. Oh, I remember when I was a kid, so and so, she showed up for me. Like, they were there for me when I needed somebody. Finding how people did show up for you as well. That is very helpful. And writing that down and marinating and meditating on that is going to help you see that, yeah, people have shown up for me throughout my life. And that way it can be normal for you. And then you can train your subconscious mind to say, see, back here, people showed up for me. Back in this situation, somebody showed up for me. And as you focus on that, your body and your energy will be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's normal for us. For you right now, it may not feel normal to receive love, support, authenticity from other people, for whatever reason. Maybe you don't feel worthy, or maybe you're working on feeling worthy, or, maybe other people have tried to come into your life to make you feel unworthy, but that's where you reject that, and tell yourself that, hey, I am worthy of receiving support. I am worthy of receiving the money. I am deserving of receiving friendships and people who show up for your birthdays. And this is how you cultivate that dream life to last, not just to have, oh, that one good experience and then you're fiending for the next good experience. That's because you got a one off, because you're not fully sitting with yourself and looking at it to fully heal it and reprogram yourself. Yeah, we can manifest one-off situations, but that's how you see people like, oh, this person didn't show up for me on my birthday or my wedding or these special occasions or whatever. And it's like, you have to actually sit with yourself and say, why? Like, there's something within us. We have to take accountability, you all, and say everything that is being done is a projection that we're putting out because we don't feel good enough, we don't feel worthy enough, we don't feel deserving enough, even if it is because of things that we've experienced previously, but it's because we were unaware that's the frequency that we were putting off. Just like that Hawaii situation. My energy, every time I would go up to the, even as I would be packing and getting ready, I would be excited. But it's like, man, I already know. It's like, are we going to get on? It's like I would be questioning everything. I was putting off that energy. And so it's like, okay, well, that's what I got back. And every trip wasn't like that. But a lot of times, I would experience little things here and there, or even just something as simple as going to a restaurant. It's like, oh, they messed up your food, or, those types of things. It's like, no, you get to go to a really nice restaurant and everything is good. You don't have to think, oh, because something good is happening, something bad has to happen. Ooh, it was 1313 on the phone. So ending all of that negative energy and knowing that it's normal, getting comfortable and used to it being normal for you to have good experiences through and through. That if something good is happening to you, that means you're attracting more good things. Not if something good is happening, then that means it got to be something negative on its way. No, that's not how that works. What are you truly attracting, and what are you comfortable? What are you comfortable with receiving? Like, a lot of people, they want certain things, but they're not comfortable even receiving help. Well, it's normal to receive help, you all. It's so normal that you have to learn to receive. But so many people are afraid, well, if somebody helps me, then, I'm going to owe them something. No, because that you're in control of your life, and that's not what you're putting out. People are, don't you genuinely help people? I know I genuinely help people. So that means that there's people that are genuinely like us as well. And the more we focus on that energy, we can attract more of those people and experiences to us. Because I've had many experiences where I've gone into restaurants and, baby, when I tell you, they paid for me and my family's entire bill. I mean, and multiple times. Like, oh, and that wasn't something I was manifesting. And a lot of times this is even before I knew about manifesting, right? But it's happened plenty of times where people do a lot of nice gestures. I've been the recipient of a lot of pay it forwards in my life, where it's like I've gone to go get food or in a drive through and stuff, and people's like, hey, let me pay this for you or whatever. Or I get up to the window and they like, hey, the car in front of you has paid. So remembering those instances, and that's how you're going to manifest more of it for it to be normal. And even if it's not you manifesting a bunch of those type of experiences, it's just going to be the energy of you manifesting good things and good opportunities and good work situations and good relationships and good friendships to you. You get what I mean? So just continue to work on, switching your energy, shifting your energy and the way that you think, and learning to receive and learning it's normal and it's okay for us to have community. It's okay and normal. Not everyone in this world is negative and bad. There's, out of the billions of people that's in the world, everybody is bad and effed up? No. Maybe that's what they want us to believe, or that's what your experiences may want you to believe, but that's not true. So look for the good today in yourself, first and foremost, in your life and your experiences, even if you have to go again to the past experiences that you've had, and as you continue to look for the good is going to be your focus, and that's what the universe is going to constantly bring you. Every day I open my eyes, even if my eyes are closed, but I'm awake. My eyes are still open, but even if they're closed, y'all get what I'm saying? I'm awake. Baby, I start off with gratitude. I start off saying, ooh, it's an amazing day today. And it's not me forcing it. Previously, when I was first starting my journey, it started off not forced, but like I would say that, and then it's like I would go into the day and it would be a shitty day. For real, it would be a shitty ass day. But I kept practicing that. And baby, when I say I wake up every day genuinely full of happiness and joy, baby, when I tell you the universe takes care of me, I genuinely believe that. And I see evidence of it every single day, literally. But it wasn't always like this for me. But that's why I'm able to do these videos to say, hey, I know what it's like. And if y'all been on my journey, a lot of you all, some of y'all may be new listening, but y'all been on my journey with me. So y'all know, y'all seen me glow up. And I'm not even glowed all the way up yet. But when I tell you, I've had to convince myself and continuously work on myself every day, all throughout the day. It has truly shifted me and helped my life to I feel like I'm in heaven. And it has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to even do with the people around me or anything like that. It has everything to do with Nayla and Nayla. I am heaven, baby. I am magical. I am the one that creates my world based off of my frequency. And the universe attunes to me. You have to be comfortable being a boss, the boss of your own life. So if you're not if you keep putting blame on everybody else, well, Susie at work did this, or my husband did this, or my spouse did that, or this and that, then you're not taking accountability. And I know that can be very, very harsh because we've had some very effed up things happen to us, especially in childhood, that it wasn't our fault. But we have to take accountability at this point to shift our energy and not continue to sit with those things that has happened to us previously. I've been in very abusive relationships. And I have to say, okay, it's not my fault that I was abused, but I have to take accountability and for my life, and to not allow those previous circumstances that I've experienced to take over my now and future, because I'm not dragging all of that with me. I'm not sitting up here saying all men are like this, or just because I didn't have a good relationship with my mom that all women are like this. I've had to heal the mother wound. I had to heal the woman wound. I've had many beautiful relationships with women, right? As far as friendships are concerned, but at the same time, I still outgrew them. But at the same time, I've still noticed that I've still had, things I've had to heal within me when it comes to women because of the relationship I had with my mother. But I'm not going to continue, oh, there's no good friends out here. No, there are, because I've experienced a lot of them. I've had many great friendships, even if I outgrew them, or even if we outgrew each other, I'll put it like that, or we just went separate ways, right? So at the end of the day, it's like really learning to, again, look for the good and not take that past with you by taking accountability for where you want your life to go. Yes, things may have happened in your childhood that are unforgivable and you don't even want to speak of. Many of you all could have been violated, and just, we all have our stories, baby. But at this point here, we have to take responsibility and accountability to say, you know what? I'm forgiving for myself so I can let that energy go. So I'm not continuously dragging it. And baby, it's very difficult to let go of a lot of those situations. To be like, dang, I was violated, and you telling me some of the people could have even gotten away with it, and they're still just living their lives and so forth. And the forgiveness is for us. Or, oh, I didn't have good relationships with my parents, and the way that they talked to me, and the abuse, whatever it was. And you tell me I gotta forgive them and move? Yes, because it's not. It's the forgiveness is for you, and I know that's difficult, and you're gonna have to sit with it, but that's why you aren't able to have the good experiences that you dream of and that you're manifesting. You have to really look deep within your subconscious mind and say, it's time for me to let this go, because you are not your past. You are not that same child. You are not that same person that was in an abusive relationship with in those previous romantic relationships, whether it was physical abuse, whether it was mental abuse, the way that they talk to you, whatever. You 2222 was on the phone. You're not that same person. You're becoming being someone different. And the person that you are being and that you're becoming cannot hold on to the past hurts. And I know, I feel like crying for you all, because I'm an empath and I can feel the energy. That's why that's why I'm gifted, because this is the message that you all need to hear. And I've done the healing of a lot of the same things that you all are healing from right now, or have already healed from, and this is your confirmation to keep moving forward, right? But it's like you have to let go of all of that to be able to move forward, because you're not that same person anymore. And it's very, very difficult. And like I said, I've been there, so I know. And maybe it's gonna be a whole lot of crying and a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, and a lot of, screams and I can't believe this, and a lot of you crashing out. And okay, do what you gotta do. Speak up. It's time that you take responsibility. You ain't harming nobody or anything, don't, but if you need to speak up to some of the people that you need to, like, I've had to speak up to my mom, which was very difficult for me when I had to do it. It's like, I remember I've had to set boundaries with her to say, no, I'm not ready to have, we not just about to act like you didn't do all of this and this was no. And it was a long time. Like, every time she called, I would pick up and still talk to her. And then I would get that energy. And it's like, because I felt obligated, like I had to talk to her, or I had to, whatever. And it's like, it's okay for you to set boundaries. You can love people from afar. It doesn't mean I don't have love for my mom, but I'm just not at a space where I can have a genuine relationship with her as well. I can have a conversation if I had to. Yeah, I'm mature enough to be able to, do all of that or whatever. But at the same time, an actual relationship, no. But right now, I'm in no contact. It's just, I'm not in that space. I'm focused on getting my life together and healing a lot of, you can't heal in the same place that you were harmed in. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, and I don't know if I would ever want to even have a relationship, because I'm grown and I'm more than half, I'm I'm just moving forward, and everyone doesn't shift and change. Everyone doesn't have the deep, profound, revelations that you have listening, right? Or that I have. And so they're not allowed to be back in your life. You get what I'm saying? So you have to learn to really heal and let go and have the conversations and speak up. And again, I'm speaking from what I've had to do. I've had to do this. I've had to stand up to people. I've had to stand up and get out of negative, abusive relationships. But I also realized, hey, I attracted romantic relationships that are marriages, because I was married, twice. I had to, well, and I'm gonna say technically 3 times, but to my children's father, I married him twice, but that's a whole nother story. But at the end of the day, I was in abusive marriages, or I should say unhealthy marriages, because of my childhood, because of how I wasn't shown what was healthy for a relationship. And then growing up with religion, and thinking I had to be married, and if I didn't get married, and if I had sex, it was a sin. Just all these patriarchal beliefs I had to heal from as well. Do y'all know how much freaking healing I've had to do from so many different systems? From the patriarchal systems, from all the matrix systems, from just how society, just so much, from family, from money, from friendships, just all of it, from self, even things that I've put onto myself, and saying, okay, Nayla, where'd you pick this up at? Because no, and I don't know where I got some of the things I've done from the ideologies, but it's like, we ain't about to think like that no more, Nayla. No. Like, I am actively all day, every day, working on myself. And I'm thankful I even am able to be provided for. Spirit provides for me. Clock that, T. Period. And I'm able to literally have the time to wake up and to literally work on myself all day. And to be able to show up for you all as well. And I'm fully provided for. And I'm still working on many different things in my own life, to continue to level myself up. But there are levels to this. But I'm thankful for the level that I'm at right now. That I'm able to look back and say, even if I ain't where I want to be, I for damn sure ain't where I used to be. And I'm very grateful. Woo, baby, I'm so grateful for where I'm at right now, for what I have right now, and for the more that is consistently flowing to me right now as I speak. But I say we because it's me and my spirit team, right? But clock that, T. Because spirit got my back. And again, I was about to say, spirit shows up for me literally every day. Even if it's in the smallest way, spirit shows me, I'm with you, baby. I got your back. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the money I have. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful, what is it? I think her name is Tish Hillman. I'm so lucky. It's like I'm very, very lucky that I have shoes on my feet. I'm very lucky that I have a roof over my head. I'm very lucky that I woke up today. I'm very lucky that I have running water. I'm very lucky that I have a nice car. You get what I'm saying? It's like I name all the ways I'm lucky. I focus on all the good. It's like I said, when I wake up every single day, first things out of my mouth is, thank you for all the money that's flowing to me today. Thank you, universe, for showing up for me in the magical ways. I expect today to be magical. I set my standards and my expectations upon being aware that I'm awake. I also decode my dreams upon awakening, and say, okay, what am I learning from that? Dreams aren't necessarily always saying that something is going to be happening. Sometimes it's for you to decode it so you can know how to operate in this world. You get what I'm saying? In this waking world. But I'm gonna leave this message here. I just wanted to chit chat with you all again, and just be real and raw with y'all, and help you all to really get through whatever you're going through. And I know the words I've said is going to really help somebody in some type of way, but Of course, this is who I am and what I do, and black screen is the best way for me to come on and be raw and really just go at it and be my most authentic self. Almost like it's a podcast style, so to speak, so y'all could just hear me. And so I ain't got to think and worry about nothing else. And I could just lay it all out on the line so y'all can get the message. It's all about the message, not about what I look like, not about how am I doing? No, it's about the message that you all need to receive and me speaking what I need to speak to help whoever is listening. And so I'm doing what I've been guided to do and to share messages in this way to help you all. So if you want to connect with me more, if you want to connect with me more and have private sessions down below, you can book your healing sessions, okay, in the link in the description bar. And I will see you all in the next one. I am motivational speaker Naila LATRICE. Peace.